home of the 1990 Goodwill Games.
Last Tuesday, the Braves' losing streak reached 8, and Russ Nixon was looking for someone to provide a spark. His young pitching staff responded. John Smoltz on Wednesday, Tom Glavine on Thursday, and Friday it was Derek Lilliquist picking up the victory. Last night, the Braves won their 4th in a row because of their bats. Andres Thomas had 5 RBIs and Jody Davis 4. Today, the Braves go for their 5th straight and a sweep over the Expos. Next on the Superstation.
Superstation TBS presents the Atlanta Braves, America's team. Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Busch Beer. The beer with a taste as smooth as its name, Busch Beer. By the official airline of the Atlanta Braves, Delta. We love to fly, and it shows. And by Eckerd Drugs, America's family drugstore.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Atlanta Braves baseball. Along with Don Sutton, this is Ernie Johnson, speaking to you from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, where this afternoon it's the Braves against the Expos in the final game of a weekend series. The Braves trying to sweep this series. They're also going for their 5th straight win. Tomorrow's an off day. Then the Braves open a road trip, going first to Philadelphia, then Pittsburgh, and Chicago. Well, Don Sutton, 2 pitchers today looking for their first win of the year.
But a couple of different stories, Ernie. Randy Johnson is a big kid with great stuff, throws very hard, has good leverage, but he walks a lot of people, and he's kept himself in a jam. On the other hand, Pete Smith, that's not the case. He's had good control, and with the exception of his last outing against the Expos, he's pitched well enough to win. Now, you go through 3 stages when you're struggling as a pitcher. You go to, this will all turn around, to, boy, I hope this turns around, to, I wonder if it's ever going to turn around. And I think what Bruce Dow Canton has to do is nip Pete Smith, and certainly a few runs would help him like it did Zane last night.
Sure will. Back with the starting lineups right after this work.
Come on along. Come on along. Head for the mountain. It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Head for the mountains of Busch Beer. Busch Beer.
There's a difference when you're flying.
Where are we going today?
I'm going to Grandma's house.
With someone who shows how much they care.
I'm going to go anywhere without you.
A smile, a tone of voice, and the willingness to try. When you love to fly, it shows.
With Eckerd System 2, you not only get the finest photo processing available, you get something twice as good. Twice the prints. 1 to keep and 1 to share. Yeah.
Eckerd photo processing. Nothing looks better.
I think I'm putting on weight. No, I'm not. Sometimes your pictures don't come out how you pictured, so Eckerd will buy back any print you don't want. Maybe you were wearing an ugly sweater. Or maybe you were just all bums.
Eckerd photo processing. Nothing looks better.
Ooh, paper cut. That's gotta hurt.
The lineup cards have been exchanged. The Braves have taken the field. A beautiful day here in Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. A few changes for the Expos, and this is how they'll line up today. Leading off and back in center field, Otis Nixon. Batting second and playing first base, Mike Aldretti. Galarraga didn't recover from his crushing block from Treadway last night. Tim Raines is back in the lineup. He'll be hitting third and playing left field. Hubie Brooks in right field will be batting cleanup. Last night's final reliever, Tim Wallach at third, will be hitting fifth. Tom Foley's at second base. He's batting sixth. Mike Fitzgerald in from left field, back behind the plate, hitting seventh. Spike Owen, the shortstop. will be hitting 8th, and 6'10" Randy Johnson, 0-3 this year, will be doing the pitching. Nixon, Aldrete, and Raines, Brooks, Wallach, and Foley, Fitzgerald, Owen, and Johnson. And for the Braves, Ronnie Gann at third base, Lonnie Smith batting second and left, Jeff Blauser, the second baseman, will be hitting third, Dale Murphy batting cleanup back in center field, Andres Thomas with a good night last night at shortstop, he's hitting fifth. In right field, Geronimo Baroa. John Russell over at first base will be hitting seventh. Bruce Benedict getting a start behind the plate will be hitting eighth. And Pete Smith, looking for his first win, will be on the mound. And the umpires, Steve Ripley at home plate, Bruce Fremming at first, Terry Tata at second, and Dana DeMuth at third base. Defensively for Montreal, Raines, Nixon, and Brooks in the outfield. Wallach, Owen, Foley, and Aldrete. Fitzgerald behind the plate. Johnson's the pitcher. Defensively for the Braves, well, when Expos takes the field, that's how they'll defense. Pete Smith's ready, and here's Ernie.
Thank you, Don. And the first pitch is over for a strike. We're underway from Atlanta on a beautiful day for baseball. Defensively, you can see the Braves. Smith, Murphy, Baroa in the outfield, and Gant, Thomas, Blauser, Russell around the infield, and Benedict is catching Pete Smith. There's a bunt attempt that he missed it. 0-2. Otis Nixon, 3 for 9 in the series with a couple of stolen bases. Well, he can run. He has 13 stolen bases and 16 tries. Harry Walker, former batting coach, major league player, major league manager, has worked with Otis Nixon, we understand. We saw Harry the Hat before the game. In the past, he's worked with him a bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The curve. He missed it. He tried to bunt with 2 strikes. He had Gann back and said, if I can just get it fair. But he missed it for the strikeout. A little strange play.
It is, especially leading off the game. Maybe later on, after everybody's seen you and the defense is back, it's a good try. But you don't see too many people bunt strike out on the third strike. And if you're scoring, it's scored as a strikeout if you bunt and foul it.
Aldrete making his first start in the series. Playing first base. Don mentioned why. Galarraga out. Water on the knee from that collision with Treadway. And the 1-0 is high. 2-0.
I went in the Braves locker room and I walked over to Jeff Treadway and I said, Jeff, Galarraga can't go to the post today after you crushed him last night. And Jeff said, I've got to get on the field. I've got to get an at-bat. I have to make an appearance.
2-0 pitch. Way out of the strike zone high. Aldrete at 136, obtained from the San Francisco Giants last year. Can play first or the outfield. Tim Raines is on deck, and the 3-0 is a strike. Rafael Landestoy is coaching at first, and Jackie Moore at third base. That is ball 4, and Aldrete walks. There's Landestoy and Jackie Moore at third. Tim Raines doesn't bat often in the third spot. Most of the time he's a leadoff batter, but they've got him hitting third today as Nixon is playing very well, leading off. Brooks to follow. Raines fouled a pitch off his ankle, and that's why he's missed a couple of games. Switch hitter. Always difficult for the Braves. Batting over 300 lifetime against Atlanta. The outfield straightaway.
He likes the ball out away from him, batting from the left side. From the right side, he likes it coming into him a little bit more. And if you can get ahead, you really need to crowd him.
Smith concerned with Aldrete. Russell getting a start at first base because a lefty is going for them. Evans would have played if a right-hander had pitched. Pete Smith is high, and Benedict's going out to talk to him. Raines has a 10-game hitting streak, batting .395.
Pete Smith's an over-the-top pitcher, Ernie, and a lot of times when you have an over-the-top pitcher who has been struggling, or anyone, who throws over the top. If they start pulling off to the side just a little rather than completing that delivery toward the plate, the ball will go up and away, and you can see he's just pulling off and it's sailing up and away from Raines.
The first 3 pitches to Aldretti sailed high.
Just need to complete a little more of the delivery toward the plate.
Curveball low. 2-0. Look at that. That's because he runs well.
It's one of those base stealers that steals when he wants. Other people steal when they can.
High pop. Should be handled by somebody. Let's see. Lonnie Smith still coming. He's got it. He had a little problem. It is probably the toughest part of the outfield to play in right now with the sun. But Lonnie came on with a high pop-up for out number 2. Now Hubie Brooks. Brooks 1 for 8 in this area. There's little talk about Buck Rogers wanting Tim Raines to run a little bit more, be more aggressive, because he hasn't stolen as many bases in the last year or so as he did previously. Here's Brooks. Beautiful curve.
Well, I think when he was hitting first or second in the lineup, he felt like that he would run more, and he did run more. But I think that there might be a little bit of a, I don't know, a little battle of wills going on, because Raines is much more comfortable first or second in the lineup. He'd rather lead off than be in the RBI spot.
No balls, 1 strike. Brooks, the right fielder. Bouncing ball, foul, past first. He reached out, slapped that ball, trying to go to right field. 0-2. 2 outs and a runner at first. Tomorrow's an off day. The Braves will be in Philadelphia Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those games on Braves radio only, highlighted by WSB in Atlanta and 100 other stations in the Southeast. Our next telecast is next Saturday from Pittsburgh. We'll be doing Saturday and Sunday with the Pirates. Then it's on to Chicago. It got away, a strikeout, and Benedict's going to throw him out. That is different. The pitch went all the way to the backstop, a bad pitch, and Brooks swung at it and missed it, and Benedict just chased it down as we go. Let's take a look at this pitch. Talk about out of the strike zone, and Benedict got the perfect carom. Little luck involved there. Throws him out. They failed to score, and Atlanta coming to bat.
The cool for your caddy, the juice for your jag. It's the jolt in your coat and what wins you the drag.
You want to add life to the life of your car? Give it the good stuff. Kendall Motor Oil. Pour it in and pour it on.
It's the push in your pickup, the zap in your Z, the revs in your turbo, and the heart of your little GT. Pour it in, pour it on, pour in the Kendall and pour it on. Twin grab. Data bank. World. Time. Phone dialer.
Casio. Watches that do more than keep time. They keep you ahead of your time.
Here's some news the Noid won't like. New Domino's Pan Pizza. Fresh from the oven and delivered in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. Domino's Pan Pizza. Thick crust, generous toppings, smothered with cheese. Sorry, Noid. Call for new Domino's Pan Pizza. Nobody delivers better.
We're going into the bottom of the first. No score here. Well, we gave you this before, but just to refresh your memory, it's Raines, Nixon, and Brooks in the outfield for the Expos. Wallach, Owen, Foley, and Aldretti around the infield. Mike Fitzgerald behind the plate, and Randy Johnson, the pitcher. Johnson, a huge 6'10", tallest player in Major League Baseball. Left-hander, throws very hard. Off to a shaky start, giving up a lot of earned runs. He's walked 20 men in 22 innings, and he can't afford to do that, Ernie.
No, and he came up last year. They called him up for the minors. He pitched very well, and he's gotten off very slowly this year. There's the fastball Sut was talking about. 1 ball, 1 strike.
As he throws, Ernie, watch how close he ends up and where he ends up off the circle of the mound when he turns the ball loose.
Gant the batter. Fouled away. Out this way. Ronnie Gant, 2 for 11 in a series with a homer and 3 RBIs. Has hit safely in 11 of his last 12 games. Lonnie Smith is on deck. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to third. Wallach with a long throw in the dirt. Gets away. Gant will be safe at first. We'll see who gets the error. He should have been out. I believe the throw took Aldretti off the bag.
Not really that difficult of a chance. It was inside the line. Wallach had it in plenty of time, but his throw was up the line, and Aldretti, running the risk of running into Gant, couldn't quite get to it and stay on the bag. It was an error on Wallach.
So the Braves get a break. Here's Lonnie Smith. Boy, what a season he's having. 330, 4 homers, 14 RBIs, 4 for 6 in this series. He scored 5 runs last night, and that is 1 run short of the major league record. Little snap throw. Pretty cute, and Gant got back on his stomach. That's a move that so many left-handers have picked up.
It happened so suddenly, and it's so unusual to see somebody break with that back foot and step off. You'd think that a runner would automatically go back.
There's the regular move, and he almost threw it in the right field. Blauser's on deck. He's hitting third. Thomas down in the 5th spot after a few games at third.
He's aware that Ronnie Gant has good speed and can steal bases, but he gets picked off a lot more than somebody of his speed should be, and I think that's probably he'll learn the pitchers and learn how to take off.
Oh, what a play by Fitzgerald.
Did you play with Gene Conley?
Oh, yes.
Speaking of 6'8" big guys.
Gant off first. Curveball is low. 2 balls and no strikes. Yes, I played with Conley. He was about, was he 6'9" or 10? Put his shoe right in your face. Right-hander. Down low, 3-0. I mentioned they brought Johnson up at the end of last year, and he went 3-0. ERA 2.42, 1 complete game and 4 starts.
Look at the low walk total then versus this year.
That's outside ball 4. Yes, and he only walked 7 in 26 innings. Now Jeff Blauser with 2 on and nobody out. Well, sometimes that walk business gets to your head. And Bruce Ruffin, who was very fine prospect with the Phillies, they're wondering now whether he has that Steve Blass problem where he can't throw the ball in the batting cage. They send him back to the minor leagues.
So much of pitching is psychological. You mentally prepare to pitch, you decide what to throw, and then you execute it. But that execution is controlled by how comfortable you are out there. And if you're worrying and feeling your way and fretting, it's hard to just let your mechanics work normally.
Murphy's on deck. Runners first and second and nobody out. Strike on a good fastball. If he gets it over, it's got something on it. I mention that because last year when they did call him up, those 3-0, that was his 1-loss record. He had 25 strikeouts in 26 innings and no walks to speak of. Time call. Blauser got a little tired of waiting as Gant was bothering Johnson. And he waited a little extra. Here's the 0-1 pitch. No, it isn't.
He is bothering him. See, that's a sign that your nerve endings are all raw and you're tense and uptight when a little thing like that bouncing off causes you to foul up pitching to the hitter.
Fouled away on a curveball, 0-2.
Guess it's like when you're playing golf and you're struggling, when you're putting, you could see everybody moving around the green and the paper blowing and the grass moving and all that, and you end up not putting well. Well, when you're struggling out there, it seems like you can see the third baseman moving, and every little movement by the runner distracts you.
Boy, that was close. He tried that backdoor breaking ball, didn't he? Tried to sneak it over that outside corner. The hitter gives up on it sometimes, and it just nips it.
I've only heard that term for about the last 3 years, too.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Jeff Blauser, and he fouls it away on a high fastball. Blauser with good bat speed. He's hit a home run this year, went over 400 feet. They have the IBM tail of the tape. The Braves have 3 homers over 400. Blauser, Murphy, and Smoltz. And there's Murph. And here's a 1-2 pitch. Toward third. Wallach to second, 1. Safe at first. Blauser beat the Rap at first. The Braves with runners on the corners for Dale Murphy. 1 down.
One other ingredient you'll see that Lonnie Smith brings to this ball club is his aggressive play. You can see the aggressive slide at second, clean right over the top of the bag, but took out Foley and therefore gave Blauser a chance to beat it out. You have to be able to touch the bag. You can't slide into left field or into right field, but he went right over the top of the bag, and that's good, clean, hard play. Spike Owens complaining a little bit.
He shouldn't.
No, that was just good, aggressive baseball.
I think Spike Owen is saying that Smith went over the top of the bag and never tried for it. But as long as you can touch it with your foot or your hand, they're not going to rule an automatic double play.
Well, on the replay, it looked like the whole lower half of his body was right over the bag.
Murphy with a chance to make it a 1-0 game. He's got a runner at third and 1 down and a runner at first. And there's a fastball miss. Boy, he can bring it up there. Murphy has 22 hits in his last 67 at bats. That's a .328 average, 4 homers and 15 RBI. He's 3 for 8 in this series. Randy Johnson against Murphy. Hit foul right underneath us. It's 0-2. Fan getting booed below us because he brought his glove and he still missed it. Randy Johnson out in front. There are the runners. Gann is at third base and Blauser is at first. And an 0-2 offering. Hit foul up this way. Right in the booth or just out of it. Right over our heads and stuck in the net.
Now they're booing us for not throwing it back.
Struck him out. Murphy chased a bad fastball. Looked like it was low and away and strikes out. So the Braves now need a 2-out hit from Thomas.
We've talked about pitching up and down in the strike zone and pitching in all 4 quadrants. He had shown Murphy his best fastball up in the strike zone twice, and then he came back with a no-chance pitch about knee-high on the outside corner. And he had Dale Murphy like a chiropractic poster boy, up and down, bend that back. Couldn't get to that one.
Thomas with 5 RBIs last night. Breaking ball in there. He's 5 for 11 in the series. Batting now .253. He would be followed by Baroa. Geronimo Baroa playing right today. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a career high. The 5 RBIs last night by Thomas. And there's Baroa, who came on and got a base hit in last night's game. Blauser's back. We're in the bottom of the first. There's no score. Pitch to Thomas. Swung on, a little pop foul out of play. Johnson is only 25 years old. 6'10", 225 pounds. The Braves lead the National League in runs scored, incidentally. Time is called.
Ernie, so many of those balls being fouled back, that tells you that his fastball up is lively. It's not sinking at all. A sinker baller gets the ball on the ground. A guy with a lively fastball that's hopping foul gets a lot fouled back.
Bouncing ball to second. Foley to first, and the Braves miss a scoring opportunity in the bottom of the first. They leave two. We go to the second, no score.
You sure he's coming? He'll be here. As long as I've known Tom. I need help, he's there. We're still shorthanded. Yep. Sure, I'm glad to see you.
Reckon you are.
Stay with you?
Figured you wouldn't mind.
And when the last stray's rounded up, you head for the mountains. Bush. And the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream.
Well, sure are you one.
How about this in here?
Head for the mountains of Bush beer.
This is the Goodies Extra Strength formula that you made the best-selling headache powder in the Southeast. The same reliable brand that's been relieving the pain and discomfort of headaches, arthritis, muscular aches and colds for more than 50 years. And the very same extra strength formula that Goodies has now made into a tablet. Goodies Extra Strength tablets and powders. Now, isn't that a relief?
Robert Mitchum and George Kennedy team up to stop a daring holdup. The Good Guys and the Bad Guys. 7 Eastern on TBS tonight.
The NBA playoffs are in full swing. Tuesday at 8:05, it's the Eastern Conference semifinal, followed by Game 2, which is Golden State at Phoenix. Then on Wednesday, 8:05 again, another Eastern conference semifinal, and that's followed by Seattle at the Lakers, right here on TBS Superstation.
Wallach will lead it off, 2 for 7 in the series. He's off to a good start this year. 16 hits in his last 46 at bats. Batting over 300. And the breaking ball is outside.
A classic uppercut swing. By that we mean he drops those hands and lifts the ball. Gets out on the front leg and tries to lift it.
And he sweeps, doesn't he? It's a different swing.
It is.
Yeah.
He has a very big area you can pitch to. You can pitch him anything in off the plate under his hands because he can't get to that.
There's an example right there.
Right there, because when he drops his hands to extend and then he sweeps it, the area from where his hands are holding the bat out over the plate into the belt buckle is an area where he tries to hit the ball, but he's so extended and lifting so that he can't hit it with the bat.
Here's a pitch. The curve is outside. If you pitch one in his area, though, it's liable to go about 400.
He is always looking for a low fastball to hit. He likes the fastball. You can get him to chase it, but he always wants that low one.
Here's a well-hit ball foul past third. It'll be Wallach, Foley, and Fitzgerald the first 3 here in the top half of the second inning. We hope that Jack Cook is listening down at the Laurel Hills apartment in Haines City, Florida. The whole complex watches Braves baseball. We appreciate it. 2-2. Bouncer to third. Gant's going to have to hurry on him. And he does. Gets him by a stride. That ball had another bounce in it. Ron couldn't do anything about it but wait. But he still threw him out. Now Tom Foley. Foley 0 for 1 last night. The Braves going for their 5th in a row. on Murphy Candler Little League Day. Boy, we had a lot of kids out here today. That's a great program over there, Murphy Candler. And we hope the youngsters and their parents have a good time. Some got autographs, I'm sure, as Ron Gant and Derek Lilliquist, Clarence Jones and Lonnie Smith signed autographs today. There's a strike.
It's fun seeing all those little leaguers and T-ballers out there running around where their heroes play.
Getting a chance to get on down there. It's a thrill in itself.
Can't you see them talking to each other?
Yep.
Says, yeah, Lonnie Smith stood right here, and this is where I was.
Yep. Hope we never lose sight of that fact. 2-2. In the first inning, Smith had 2 strikeouts, walked 1. Bouncer out to short. Thomas with a nice Sunday bounce. Throws him out. And now Mike Fitzgerald, who's in his regular position for the first time in the series. He is catching today. Been playing the outfield in the first 2 games.
Ernie, that pitching sequence that Pete Smith just made to Tom Foley, it'd be very easy to overlook it because it was just a routine ground ball to short. But he got behind 2-1 through a good changeup, a soft one. Then he came back with something a little bit harder, but it still was that changeup, and he had Foley so far out in front that all he could do with 2 strikes was just put it on the ground.
Good fastball. Smith has lost a couple of tough games this year. One in which he struck out 13 Giants.
Gave up an unearned run.
Fouled away. He's reaching back on that fastball. 0-2. The wind blowing to right this afternoon, and a little cool last night. Starting to warm up now. See Old Glory.
What did it get down to up at Crabapple this morning?
About 40, 39 or 40.
That's November weather.
Yes. Toward the hole, Gant knocks it into left field, just off the end of his glove. That'll be a base hit for Fitzgerald. Nice try by Ronnie Gant. Just missed it. He's not afraid to leave his feet. Now Spike Owen.
Well, he had given Fitzgerald 2 fastballs up in the strike zone that he couldn't get up to, and I realize 0-2, sometimes you want to show him your other pitch, but in the strike zone is not a place you want to throw a breaking ball when a hitter has just shown you he can't get up to your fastball. And I'm sure what Pete Smith wanted to do was bounce that or get it outside and maybe come back with a fastball. But in the strike zone, Fitzgerald got enough of it to hit it in the hole for a base hit.
Owen is a switch hitter. Came over from the Red Sox. A runner at first who doesn't run that often, and the pitch. A little bit high.
We were talking about a sweeping batting style, how Wallach sweeps. Watch Owen when he sweeps the bat. He almost like he pushes his hands out and then tries to jerk it around.
1 ball, no strike. Runner going on a delay. Gonna be way out of there. A delayed steal by Fitzgerald, and Benedict spotted him, and Thomas came over to take the throw on the run. A good play on both ends. As we go, a delay. They wait for the ball to go by the batter. Now he breaks. Benedict says, oops, he's going. So he has to throw to an empty base. Thomas gets over there, takes it, tags him. A beautiful play by Benedict and by Thomas. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2.
There's this point called flashover. Everything ignites at once. Temperatures hit 1,800 degrees. If your air pack screws up or something else gives out, you could have a problem. They say we're in love with our gear. I'd say we're obsessed.
For over 75 years, people who depended on their equipment and their vehicles have depended on us. Gates, the world's most trusted name in belts and hose.
Can we interest you in a better hand soap?
Not me, I can't go. I don't need no lava soap, no. Ladies' hands don't get that dirty. I don't need no lava soap.
Regular soap won't always work, but lava with pumice will. Paint, grease, dirt, whatever. Lava's better. Interested?
Not particularly, no. I don't need no lava soap, no. Children's hands don't get that dirty. No, no, no.
Lava, but don't try to cope without it, soap.
The Avis reservation system works like clockwork. So you don't wait for your car. Your car waits for you. No matter what the hour. Avis. We try harder to make it easier. Instead of spending your weekend cutting the green, get a great weekend rate from Avis and save some green. Avis, we try harder to make it easier.
It can be tied. Jackson. Wilkins.
Feel the power of the playoffs on TBS, cable's most popular network.
We're going to the bottom of the second. The Hawks lead the Bucks 56-50 downtown at the Omni early in the second half. Richmond leads Pawtucket 7-0. They got 7 runs in minor league ball in the very first inning. And John Kruk of the Padres has been placed on a 15-day disabled list. Here's Geronimo Baroa. I've got to tell you the four-leaf clover story because we don't want to wait till the game is too old. But Sweetheart Lois, as I was going to the ballpark, after the 8-game losing streak, I was going to the park and she just handed me some four-leaf clover she had picked up, and she said, we got to do something. So give these out down there. So I had a few and gave one to Russ Nixon, Bill Acree. The pitch is outside. And John Smoltz took one, and he put it, and Lois said, now tell him to put it in their left shoe. That's how it comes good luck, left shoe. Well, Smoltz used it in his left shoe. The Braves won. And I know there's some people that may be a little concerned about good luck charms and all. I don't want to offend anyone, but they won that night. Zane Smith didn't want one, so we sneaked one in his locker last night before the game, and he won a game. The Braves have won 4 in a row. And Pete Smith today said, give me one, and he's got one in his left shoe, and I don't know how he's going to make out, but I thought I'd mention it before the game got too old. And I got a card today from a fan who said, here's 4 more in case Lois runs out of four-leaf clovers. So,
left shoe, huh?
Left shoe.
Can I get one of those?
Will that help in golf, you think?
I really don't have a lot of job security here. Can I get one of those for my left shoe? Golf, it might help in golf.
Well, I'll tell you, Smoltz is very superstitious. We've talked about this often, that some ball players are more than others. Smoltz is very superstitious. Yeah, I was, and there are certain things you do in a certain way. There's a line drive hit to right field by Baroa.